right, so we're feeling a little sassy today. Hey friends and book lovers, welcome. I'm finally figuring out what books I need to read for the rest of this year. And so I was like, let me just do a quick video on this series that I'm finishing, because at least those are kind of planned out, even if other books like standalones might not be planned out. These ones are. So fingers crossed, and here's hoping we're gonna get to all of these by the end of the year. But I feel strongly that I can, since there are like 3-ish months left. That's a good amount of time, right? And there's holidays, hopefully, that I can read during. So with all that in mind, we're gonna try to finish all of these in time for 2022. Help me. All right, the first one, I'm sure that you're all aware, is the 9th Rain trilogy. I'm reading the Poison Song, which is the third and final in this Winnowing Flame trilogy. So I will definitely have this one finished by the end of the year, but of course, it's still part of my goals to have this one done. If you haven't heard of this, please go watch my spoiler-free review. I will link that up above and down below. If you really haven't heard about this, go check Goodreads. It is amazing. It is written as a fantasy series, and it is a fantasy series with like some strong sci-fi and like horror and mystery elements. It's just the best mashup of all different genres in like an overarching fantasy series, and it's just so good. Chef's kiss. I will be having a review on it soon. It might be out before this video, but it might be out after this video. And you'll be seeing me talk about the trilogy a ton this month. So the next one that I'm hoping to finish, because I only have one more left in this trilogy, is the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. And this is the first one, Final Empire. I have right now, as of now, read Final Empire and The Well of Ascension, and I have a whole book chat which is spoiler filled, so it's not spoiler free. If you haven't read The Well of Ascension, it might not be for you, but if you read it and you want to see my thoughts, go check that out. But I'm hoping to finish this series definitely this year. I am hoping that I can read Hero of Ages in November with Andrew. We'll see how that pans out, but that is the current plan, and I honestly can't wait. I wanted to take a break between Hero of Ages and Well of Ascension, and I'm taking it, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like dying to get to Hero of Ages, so I can't wait for that one. Overall, this series has been a 5-star. I love it. It's so good, and I can understand the hype around it. It's really worth it. All right, this next one is a duology, and this second book has been on so many TBRs that I just don't even put it on a TBR anymore, because I'm just embarrassed by how many times it's been on a TBR and it hasn't been read. And these are the struggles of being a mood reader and also a planned reader. Like, I like planning it out, but I also need to mood read sometimes. So I'm like this weird hybrid model, and I never know what it's gonna come that month. If I'm gonna feel really productive according to plan, or if I'm gonna feel really moody and like I just want to read what I want to read and no one can tell me otherwise. But this book that has just not made it to a wrap up, this poor thing, is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. It is the second in the Six of Crows duology, and I really enjoyed Six of Crows. I don't know why I waited to get into this. I think I had other books I had to read before this one, and I just really wanted to finish it because it's fun and it kind of ended on a cliffhanger-ish. And I just want to know what happens, and I want to be able to get to the King of Scars duology, which is the one that's published right after this, so that I can kind of finish that one and read that one too. So really have to finish this one off. Really hoping that I can get it done by this year. Will I get it done this year? Here's hoping. But the way things have turned out for Crooked Kingdom on my TBR is not looking good. So keep your hopes up for me. Send me your prayers. We need it. And I kind of feel bad too, because there's nothing wrong with that duology. It's great. I just keep getting distracted with everything else. The next one is the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I read Serpent and Dove. I reread that one, did a vlog on it. And then I read Blood and Honey earlier this year, so I didn't want to reread that one. And then this month we're supposed to be reading Gods and Monsters all as a group, and I haven't gotten to it yet. And I want to, but it's also just not the biggest priority because it's not my favorite series. So while I want to finish it just to kind of finish it and put it behind me, I don't know. If it doesn't happen this month, I don't know if it will happen. If it doesn't happen this month or this year, I don't know if it will happen ever. So, but we're still gonna put it on the list because we need to read it and just see what happens and see if things play out the way I think they will. But stay tuned for that one. Right, this next one is long overdue. Those of you who know probably just just don't like me very much right now. I really thought I was gonna have this finished before this summer started, and I read the first one and I just didn't get to the next ones, and I don't have a good reason why, because I enjoyed this one. I loved the writing in this novel. I loved the characters. I thought it was really fun. I think I gave it 5 stars, but I haven't gone any further. And that is the Faithful and the Fallen series. This is Malice, which I have read and I have tabbed up because I had so much fun in this novel, and I just never read the rest of them, and I really have to because I love his writing, and I heard that Balor is like miles better than Malice, and I'm excited because I enjoyed Malice. I did find some problems with it, but I enjoyed it for the most part, and if Balor is better, I really need to get there. So I'm not going to be rereading this one, but I'll do like a quick recap just to refresh and then jump into Balor, and I'm hoping that I can just jump into that one at some point as well. But there are too many books and so little time, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I really want to be a fast reader, so if anyone has any tips on how to read faster but still retain everything, leave them below. I need them. All right, so we're feeling a little sassy today. These next two are series I haven't even started. So we're keeping our fingers crossed though that we can get them done this year. High hopes, but they're there. The first one is the Dreamblood duology. This is the Killing Moon. It's the first one. I have both in this series. I bought them for myself just because I love N.K. Jemisin so much and I definitely want to support her. I want to buy all her books. I want her to keep writing books. I think she's amazing. I discovered her randomly on Goodreads, and I discovered her through her Broken Earth series, and I freaking love the crap out of that series. It is so different and kind of crazy, and also has a mashup of fantasy and sci-fi elements, and love it. So I want to read this one. This one at least is like markedly shorter. It's only like 300 something pages, and we're reading this over at Vish's Discord, Books with V's Discord. She has this duology for her November and December slot, so I figure that's a really good way for me to finish this series if I'm buddy reading it with her Discord. I always have a fun time reading with her and everyone on there, so we're gonna just hope that I actually stick to the buddy read and I finish these. And since the other ones are really popular, I didn't give synopses, but I can definitely read at the back of this novel so you get a feel for what it's about. In usual N.K. Jemisin fashion, it doesn't always really give you a good understanding. She's still very vague, but we're gonna read it anyways. So it says, in the ancient city-state of Gujarat, peace is the only law. Upon its rooftops and among the shadows of its cobbled streets wait the gatherers, the keepers of this peace. Their duty is to harvest the magic of the sleeping mind and use it to heal, to soothe, and kill those judged corrupt. But when a conspiracy blooms within Gujarat's great temple, Hiru, the most famous of the city's gatherers, must question everything he knows. Someone or something is stalking its prey both in Gujarat's alleys and the realm of dreams. A hero must now protect the woman he was sent to kill, or watch the city be devoured by war and forbidden magic. Okay, well that was a little more than she usually gives us for a synopsis. I am excited. That sounds amazing. Dream magic is really cool. I haven't really read another book with dream magic besides Laini Taylor's Strange the Dreamer duology, and I thought that was really interesting, a really interesting form of magic. Just overall, it didn't even just include dream magic, but just it was a really interesting way of having magic. So I'm excited to get into this one. I'm excited to read it with a bunch of people and get their thoughts, and just to get more Jemisin under my belt because she's one of my favorite authors. So I really need to get to her backlist as well. All right, so this is the final series on my list, and it is a uber popular series. I'm reading the first one this month. And I do have very high expectations because everyone loves it. Everyone says it's amazing. Everyone who reads it is just blown away by it. And I also am hoping to be blown away by this series. I am on the fence if I will be. And before I get into why, I will show you which one it is. It is the Jade City trilogy by Fonda Lee. The last one of this is coming out in December, so I figure I'm gonna read Jade City in October, hopefully Jade War in November if I enjoy Jade City, and then Jade Legacy in December. I think it comes out mid-December, so I'll definitely at least be able or have the ability to maybe finish it in 2021, if not 2022. So this one is kind of iffy. It also depends if I'm going to enjoy it. Fonda Lee is an author that I haven't read from yet, but this is the October read for the Atlantis Discord, which is a Discord that I run with my friend Kristen, and it's like a book community and we talk about other things, but mainly it's about books. I'm hopeful that I will enjoy this. I'm not sure how I will like mafia vibes in a novel. Now I know Six of Crows has kind of mafia vibes and I enjoy that, but I don't know how much of the mafia vibe. It has, I think Vish described it as like mafia vibes in Hong Kong, which sounds really interesting to me, but I'm still a little bit hesitant, nervous that I won't love it as much as everyone else. And because it's so hyped up, there's that expectation that I should love it almost. Like everyone else loves it, so it must be so amazing kind of expectation. And yeah, it doesn't always work that way, but I'm looking forward to this one. If you've read it, as I know everyone has, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I know a few of you have already told me what you thought of it, and I love your comments. They made me feel better, or at least they made me feel more confident, not better, but more confident that I will like it and that I will really like it, because I want to just love this, because it's so, everything that's coming up for it is so beautiful. It's so celebrated. I want to love the author, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're putting it on the list though, because we can never be too ambitious on BookTube. Am I right? I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life this next 3 months. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, but we're gonna make it work. So those are the 6 or 7, I think 6 series that I'm gonna try to finish this year. Of course, a couple of them are duologies because I'm not totally crazy. I know that I can't finish like huge series or 7 huge series by the end of the year, but they're still considered series, so I still added them to my list. If you've read any of the books that I've talked about, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought of them. If you're currently reading or you're planning on reading, let me know anyways. We can discuss what we expect from these books together and see where we're at. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please click that like button. It really does help support my channel. And if you want to see more content like this and more content from me, please don't hesitate to subscribe.